So first of all, Johar and welcome everyone to my playlist in which I will be explaining top 150 interview questions from LeetCode. So this is the second video from that playlist, and in this video we are going to talk about adding two numbers which is stored in a linked list. So let's look at the problem statement. So this is the problem statement. We are given two non-empty linked lists representing two non-negative integers. The digits are stored in reverse order and each of their nodes contains a single digit. So the digits are from 0 to 9. Okay. Now this is an example that is given. So this is the head of two linked lists, and this number is stored in reverse order. That is, the actual number is 342 and 465, and we need to do the addition of it and give the result in the reverse order also, that is 708, that is 807. So let's first understand how we used to do our addition in our childhood days. So here what we will do, 2 plus 5, it will become 7. Now 4 plus 6, 10. Now this is interesting. What we used to do, we didn't used to write 10 directly here. We used to write 0 and take 1 as and carry. Like we'll write 0 here and take 1 as and carry. Now we call this carry. Now this is an important information that you should keep in mind. Now the next time when we add it, what we will do, we'll add 1 along with this, that is 4 plus 7, 18. So our result is 807. Now 807 is stored in reverse order, as you can see here, 708. So 708. So our task is to return 7, that is head of the resulting node. So okay, so let's understand how we will approach this problem. So here no information is given about the length of the linked list. So it might happen that list 1 is greater than list 2, or maybe list 2 is greater than list 1, or maybe list 1 doesn't have any element and only list 2 has element. So we will look into all the cases. Okay, so let's first understand what are the different things and how we will approach this problem. So let me just write down the numbers, that is 243 and 564. 2, 4, 3 and 5, 6, 4. Okay, now we need to return result. So let's assume for result we have a different node when we will return this head of this linked list. So we'll make a new one. So now what are the different variables that we need? So first is we need to add 2 plus 5, it will become 7. Now here we don't have any problem because the number is less than 10. Now here it becomes 10. Now it becomes 10, but we need only 0 here. So 1 should go as a carry. So 1 should come here, then 7 plus 1, 8. This should be our result. So what we can do is that we can take two variables, one is sum and one is carry. Now sum is going to take, in sum what we are going to do, we are going to add the values. That is, suppose this one is list 1, this one is list 2. So in sum what we are going to do, L1 dot value plus L2 dot value plus, remember what we used to do, we need to add this carry. Don't forget this carry. So plus carry. Okay, and in carry what we need to do, we need to store the we need to store this. So if this one is 10, carry you will have 1. If this one is, it cannot go 20 because the largest number it can have is 18. So 18 will be divided by 10. So again it will store 1. And this whole thing, let me write it down here. This sum, after this, whatever the value we'll get, we only need the remainder of that. Sum equals to sum remainder 10. Now you will say, why do we only need the remainder? Because we need a number which is smaller than 10 to store here, because the largest number we can store is 10. So these are the two main variables that we need to solve this problem. And how we are going to solve it? Let me write the pseudocode for you. So what we are going to do is that we are going to iterate over the loop first till we don't exhaust L1, or till we don't exhaust L2, or maybe at last we have some carry. Okay. Now we need the value that is stored in this node. So maybe V1 equals to, if this is not empty, if this has not reached the end, okay. Suppose L1 has not reached the end. If L1 has not reached the end, what we will do? We will take its value. If L1 not reached end, that is L1 not equals to none, then what we are going to say? V1 equals to L1 dot value, else V1 equals to 0. In the similar way we are going to do for V2 also, same syntax. V2 equals to, let me just write the pseudocode. So if L2 dot val, else 0. So first initialization is done. Let me just explain the C++ code itself. Okay, let me explain here only. So till here we are done. So we will iterate till we don't exhaust L1 or L2. Then we are checking if L1 is empty. If L1 is empty, we are going to store 0 in value of L1, and if it's not empty, we are going to store L1 dot value in value 1. So value of L1 will store L1 dot val, and value of L2 will store value of L2. Okay. Now we are just adding it, as equals to V1 plus V2 plus carry. Now this number might be greater than 0, greater than 10, might be greater than 10. So we are taking care of it here. If it's greater than 10, then we are just going to store the remainder of it, and the carry we know, we'll divide it by 10, then we'll get the carry. So here we are finding out the carry. And now this syntax might be a little confusing. So what we are doing is that here first we have created a dummy list, which is you can say our result list. This is our result list, and in the next of the result list, that is in the next node, we are creating a new node and we are storing the remainder. That is, here it was 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Maybe just a random example. So here we got 8. So we are storing this sum in a new linked list. So first a linked list for 8 will be created, because at first this one is empty. Now this is created. Now the carry is 0. And next what we are going to do is that if L1 is not empty, so if L1 is not empty, L1 equals to L1 dot next, and if L2 is not empty, L2 is not equals to L2 dot next. Let me just take an example and explain it in a clear way. So suppose let's take 2, 3, 5 and 7, 8, 9 as an example. So first we are creating a dummy node, dummy, which is empty, which does not have anything. We are creating it here. Next, what we are doing, we are creating two variable, carry equals to 0, sum equals to 0. Then we are iterating till we don't reach the end. So currently both L1 and L2 are pointing here. Okay, both L1 and L2 are pointing here. So now next we are storing the value of now V1 and V2. First V1 is storing 2 and V2 is storing 7. Now we are adding it. Here. So sum is storing 2 plus 7 plus 0, that is 9. Now sum is storing 9. And in carry what we'll do, we'll just divide 9 divided by 10, which is still 0. So now carry and sum are storing 0 and 9. So now what we are doing is that we are creating a new list. So we are creating a new list whose value we are giving sum modulus 10. So sum is currently 9, so modulus 10 will be 9. So 9 will be stored here. And we will move both L1 and L2, since both of them are not empty. We will move this to here. Now we are here. Now again this operation will be done. V1 will change to 3 and V2 will change to 8. Now sum will, let me erase this. Carry was 0. Okay. Carry was 0. Now sum will be 3 plus 8, that is 11. Now sum is greater than 10. Now this is interesting part. Now sum is greater than 10. So carry will be 11 divided by 10, that is 1. Now we have a carry, that is 1. So now what we are going to do is that we are going to store here sum modulus 10. So it is 11 modulus 10 will be 1. So here in the new node 1 will be stored and we have 1 as a carry. Now in the next iteration again we move L1 and L2 to the next node and we reach here. And when we reach here, V1 becomes 5 and V2 becomes 9. Now 9 plus 5 is 14, plus we have 1 as a carry. So it will be 5 plus 9 plus 1 as a carry, because here you can see we are adding the carry also. So it will become 15. Sum will become 15. Now what we are going to do? So we are not storing directly 15. We are storing 15 mod 10. So we are going to store 5 here, and we have 15 divided by 10. So carry we still have 1. Now here both L1 and L2 have exhausted themselves. Now but since we have carry here, we will go to here. Now here V1 and V2 will be 0 because both L1 and L2 are 0. So both of them will be 0, and but we have carry here, so sum will become 1. Carry will be 0 because 1 divided by 10, obviously it will be 0. So now next, okay, so now sum we have 1. So we again create a new node and store 1 modulus 10. So we will store 1 here, and at last we will return dummy dot next, that is d is this, so d dot next will return here. So what, this is the final node 9 1 5 1. So now as we can see, the number was 987 and 532. So this is 9 11 carry 1 15. So this number is stored in reverse way. So if you look 1519. So this is how we get results. So just remember this syntax that we are going to run the loop for till we don't exhaust L1, or maybe don't exhaust L2, or maybe at last we could have an carry. And this is where we are creating a new node and we are returning dummy dot next. So I'll also explain the Python solution. Logic is exactly the same, just this is how we create new node in Python. So list node is a class and which is passing 0. So it will call the default constructor and create a node with value 0. And here we are creating a new node and we are storing the value at, that is s modulus 10 we are storing. So hope this video helped you. Thank you.